Welcome back to our deep dive into interconnectedness. Before the break, we were talking about Fractegrity and Ubuntu, and you know how our actions have these ripple effects.
Yeah, it's fascinating stuff.
It is, and now I'm kind of curious, like how can we actually bring these principles into our daily lives? It's a great question. And I think a good place to start is with our consumer choices.
Okay.
Every time we buy something,
Yeah.
we're participating in this vast, interconnected web of production, distribution, and consumption.
That's so true.
Yeah.
We often don't think about, the people and the processes
Right.
behind the products we buy.
Yeah, those choices have real consequences.
Yeah.
For example, consider the clothes you wear.
Okay.
Are they made ethically,
Mm-hmm.
with fair wages,
Yeah.
safe working conditions for the people who made them?
Yep.
Or are they the product of exploitative labor practices?
Yeah, it's eye-opening to think about how something as simple as buying a T-shirt can be connected to issues of fairness and justice on a global scale.
It really is.
Yeah.
And the same goes for the food we eat.
Okay.
Supporting local farmers,
Right.
choosing organic produce,
Yeah.
reducing meat consumption.
Mm-hmm.
These are all ways we can align our consumer choices with the principles of Fractegrity and Ubuntu.
So it's about being more conscious of the impact our purchases have on people and the planet and making choices that support well-being on a larger scale.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
about shifting from a mindset of what do I want to what kind of world do I want to support.
Right.
And remember, even small changes can make a difference.
Yeah, it makes me think about that quote we mentioned earlier about the butterfly effect.
Right.
Maybe choosing fair trade coffee isn't going to single-handedly change the world, but it's, one small flap of the wings
Yeah.
that contributes to a larger movement towards a more just and sustainable world.
I love that analogy.
Yeah.
And consumer choices are just one area where we can practice this interconnected living.
Okay.
Our relationships are another powerful domain.
That's so true. How we interact with our family, our friends, colleagues, it all creates ripples, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Think about how you communicate with others.
Okay.
Do you listen with genuine curiosity and empathy?
Mm.
Do you approach disagreements with a willingness to understand different perspectives?
Yeah.
Or do you let ego and judgment cloud your interactions?
Yeah, you're highlighting how important it is to bring those principles of compassion and understanding into even the most mundane interactions.
Exactly. And remember that story of the children sharing the fruit?
Yeah.
Imagine bringing that same spirit of generosity and shared joy into your relationships.
Okay.
What would it look like to celebrate each other's successes?
Yeah.
Offer support during difficult times.
Yeah.
Practice forgiveness when conflicts arise.
It paints such a beautiful picture. A world where relationships are based on mutual respect, kindness, and a genuine desire to see each other thrive.
And it's a world we can create,
Yeah.
one interaction at a time.
Mm.
Remember, every act of kindness,
Right.
every gesture of compassion, every effort to bridge divides contributes to a more interconnected and harmonious world.
Yeah, it's inspiring to think about how those small, everyday moments of connection can have such a profound impact.
It is.
And it makes me wonder, what are some other areas where we can practice interconnected living?
Well, think about your work or your community involvement.
Mhm.
Are you using your talents and skills to contribute to something larger than yourself?
Yeah.
Are you working to create positive change in your community or in the world?
It's like you're encouraging us to find ways to align our passions and purpose with the well-being of the collective.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
It's about finding those places where your unique gifts intersect with the needs of the world
Yeah.
and using them to create positive ripple effects. It could be volunteering at a local charity,
Right.
mentoring a young person,
Mm-hmm.
or even just being a good listener for a friend who's going through a tough time.
Yeah, these are all such tangible ways to embody the spirit of Ubuntu.
They are.
It's about seeing the interconnectedness of our lives and recognizing that we all have a role to play in creating a better world.
We do. And, sometimes that role might involve speaking out against injustice,
Yeah.
challenging systems of oppression, or advocating for those who are marginalized.
It sounds like you're saying that fractegrity, that commitment to integrity at every level, sometimes requires us to be courageous and take a stand for what's right, even when it's uncomfortable.
Exactly. Remember, Ubuntu isn't just about being nice to each other.
Right.
It's about recognizing the inherent worth and dignity of every human being
Yeah.
and working to create a world where everyone has the opportunity to thrive.
That's a powerful message. And it makes me realize that interconnected living isn't just about feel-good moments of connection.
Right.
It's also about actively engaging in the work of creating a more just and equitable world for all.
Absolutely. It's about using our voices, our actions, and our choices to build a world that reflects the principles of Ubuntu, a world where compassion, generosity, and a deep respect for our shared humanity guide our actions.
You know, after exploring all of these ideas, I'm starting to see interconnectedness everywhere.
Yeah.
In the food, I eat the clothes, I wear the way I interact with others, and the choices I make every day. It's like a whole new lens through which to view the world.
And that's the beauty of it, isn't it?
Mhm.
Once you start seeing the interconnectedness of everything,
Yeah.
it changes the way you move through the world. It becomes less about me
Right.
and more about we.
And that shift in perspective can be so empowering. It makes me realize that I'm not just a passive observer in this interconnected web.
Right?
I'm an active participant.
Yes, you are.
And my choices matter. They have the power to create positive ripple effects that extend far beyond myself.
That's beautifully put.
Mm.
And as we continue our exploration of interconnected living,
Yeah.
it's important to remember that this is a journey, not a destination.
Mm-hmm.
There will be times when we fall short.
Right.
We make choices that don't align with our values when we forget the interconnectedness of it all.
It sounds like you're saying that it's not about being perfect,
Oh,
but about striving to live in greater alignment with these principles each day.
exactly. It's about being mindful,
Okay.
being compassionate, being courageous, and remembering that we're all in this together.
So, as we move towards the final part of our deep dive, I'm curious to explore how we can cultivate this awareness of interconnectedness in a more sustained way.
Okay.
How can we make these principles a part of our daily lives, not just fleeting moments of inspiration?
That's a great question, and one that we'll delve into in part 3. We'll be exploring some practical tools and practices
Okay.
that can help you integrate the principles of Fractegrity and Ubuntu into your life in a more meaningful and lasting way.
I'm looking forward to that. So, if you're ready to explore how to make interconnected living a part of your everyday reality, stay tuned for the final part of our deep dive.